There are a few places like that. It depends on what went on there. There are a few places around that do have their own special energy. But it's not only because what happened there, but it's because all the people who know what happened there. There's still people like you and I, and we know what happened there. So we lend we lend credibility to that. So it's part of what the people who are alive and still here, we still think about it. We have attitudes toward it. So we have energy, and all of us create a collective consciousness about, wow, this is an amazing place. This is a place, if you go there, this will happen and that'll happen. And it's a great place to meditate. And so we produce a collective consciousness that has that information in it. And so other people who go there will find that information. And the placebo effect will be very large there because they have those expectations now, and it'll just happen. They won't be second guessing themselves. They'll just go and they'll feel the energy. And so some of it is that the people here that still know about it, but some things that I guess were very special places for a long time, a long time. I'm not talking like 3 or 4 lifetimes of people, like maybe, millennia. Some things in history seem to have staying power, and there's an idea out that there's a few spots, a few different places. I can't remember the number. It's something like 12 or 13 or some sort of thing like that. And the Indian mythology that goes with that is that Indra tossed a set of jewels out into the physical world, and all the places where these jewels landed now are spots of special ambience, special power about them in these magical places. And if I were to reinterpret that into more MBT-like language, I would say that the LCS thought that it might help people grow up if there were a few special places here and there where they could get a boost. It could be that that kind of a thing was created just for us to have and explore. And I think what tended to happen is as people would maybe find those places, then they would tend to own them, build their walls around them, forbid anybody else to go there, and kind of use them for themselves, which of course wouldn't have been what was intended at all. But I think that happens a lot of times. They have turned into maybe religious shrines or places that have their own source of power. So if that mythology from the Hindus about scattering the 12 jewels around the planet is something that, because a lot of that Indian mythology is right on. And the more and more you learn, the more of that you respect those, the things that those ancient sages discovered, because mostly they tend to be right. So if that's a fact, then yes, there are a few places like that, but there wouldn't be like hundreds of them. There would be just a few, and probably many fewer than what people would claim. It's the ones that are claimed otherwise are probably, you get an awful lot of placebo effect out of a kind of collective consciousness attitude. Opening up to that sort of thing is often the sticking point for people. When you remote view, the requirement is just let go, open your mind to it, and the information will come in. Well, that's the hard part, opening their mind to it. But now you go to this sacred place, and when you go in there, your mind is automatically open to whatever, Well, now somebody goes there, instead of this big thing, I really don't know how to open. I don't know how to do that, which is what keeps them from being successful. Now they go to one of those special places and they walk in and they open because they're not thinking about it. They're not worried about it anymore. It's not in their intellect. It's just going to happen for them, and they accept it and do it. And they will have marvelous experiences there. So The placebo effect, it's a real effect. It changes attitudes that people have toward things. And with those changing attitudes, whole new worlds can open and close. I'm Tom Campbell. I'm glad you're here. I hope you're enjoying the content. If you do like our content, then you should consider being a Patreon member, because Patreon members get early access to our special content. You will also be able to get your questions answered by me in special Q&A sessions just for the Patreon members. And most importantly, your contribution as a patron member will enable us to produce the content that you're looking for. So thank you. I probably would have been largely into the I don't believe that category with this particular subject until I visited a place in Poland where I was giving a talk in Poland, and the friends showing me around took me to this place that was supposed to be one of those special places. And I'm thinking, yeah, right, we'll see. We'll go and we'll just see what's there. And sure enough, I felt an energy that was strong, that was there. And I wasn't getting it from any placebo or collective conscious or anything. They just did have a very strong pull. Now, I wouldn't say that it was doing anything specific. It's not like if you go there, this will happen. But it was a very strong energy field, mental energy field. And it did tend to throw you out of this reality frame. So it would be a good place to meditate. If you wanted to meditate, it would help you get past that transition. And so I would see that it would probably be very good for that. I was probably 20, 30 feet away from it. And as I got closer to it, I could feel it increasing. And I had no idea really where it was, but I just walked and the person who knew something about it remained quiet. When I said, well, it's a stronger field this way, well, that was directly toward, the spot that he knew. So in that case, I did verify that at least one of those things happened. And that's actually the time that I heard the Hindu theology about Indra throwing her jewels to the world, giving them a little step up, helping the human avatars find success, kind of a gift to the people.